Hello, hello, hello. 2 seconds. Un momento, por favor. No shine forever. Hey, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, I am Call Me Not Call Me, and this is Call Me Not Call Me World for another episode of Just Me. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you all out there everywhere. I hope you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, everything. There's a lot going on in the world. We're trying to stay safe. We're trying to stay secure. We're trying to stay just grounded in the world. So, but all I know is that if you take care of yourself, take care of others, and you just basically just care for one another, realize that we are all connected in this big world right here. So if we do all that, we should be okay, guys. And just stay ready. Stay ready. That's all I got to say. But please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the video. We're going to get into a bunch of topics today. But I was just about to jump on, and then I heard a blockbuster trade, guys. The Phoenix Suns have agreed on a blockbuster trade to send the 15-time NBA All-Star Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks and a number 10 pick in this year's draft and 5 second-round picks. Am I reading this right? This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. I almost want to stop it just so I could basically go ahead and put this in again, just so I could basically say in the title, Kevin Durant traded. Kevin Durant traded. What? That's crazy. Let me see again. Jalen Green. That's their that was their young buck that, I mean, honestly, they had some really good pieces there, but Jalen Green was just that one part that just didn't curl right. You know what I'm saying? He could put up points here and there, but he wasn't consistent. He was a little consistent this year, but not when it really, really counted. You know what I'm saying? He's a piece. He's not a part. You know what I'm saying? That's Jalen Green. And Dillon Brooks, I feel like I'm shocked that people keep on trading on Dillon Brooks. Don't get me wrong. I think he sucks as far as basically, just being a heel. He's a great heel. You know, Dillon Brooks is a great heel for any team. You know, you need those enforcers. You need those dudes who's going to give you some gritty defense and give the team a little bit of a little heart to them. Basically, I feel like that definitely was a big piece of Memphis and their decline since they traded away Dillon Brooks. But Dillon Brooks, Jalen Green, and the number 10 pick of this year's draft. I'm not exactly sure who that might be. I'm gonna look it up in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But also, besides the 10th pick of this year's draft, 5 second-round picks. That's a lot, bro. That's all I know. But for Kevin Durant, and what does Kevin Durant bring now to that team? Let's look into it a little bit before I get into my other very interesting topics today. I'm definitely going to be talking today about the Game 7. That's today's Game 7 tonight, at 8:30. I hope to do a live stream if I can. If not, I'm definitely going to try to do a post game and just watch it and enjoy it and just basically just absorb it for what it is. But if I can, I'm going to do a live stream and watch the whole entire thing with you guys. And I hope you come through and watch it with me. But that's why I'm coming here to do this pregame with y'all. Besides that, we're going to go over a little bit more, some more thoughts about the Lakers sale to I forgot his name. Mr. Walter, though, his last name is Walter. He's the lead partner of the group that owns the Dodgers, along with Magic Johnson. But also some new news with Shedeur Sanders out there in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio, and how they like messing with the story, man. They like to try to steer that narrative exactly the way they want to go, and possible issues that they might actually also be coming up with. So I hope that you guys stick with me today as I go through a lot of different things that's going on. Let's go through a little bit more. Let's go over a little bit more with this trade for. What is going on here? With this trade for Mr. Kevin Durant himself, easy money sniper himself, man. Here we go. I'm looking for my team salary caps basically for Houston, where you at? Houston. There we go, Houston. All right, so yeah. Phoenix is going to be whack. It is what it is. The best thing that they had going for them was Kevin Durant. I mean, Devin Booker's still there. That's great. But basically, unless he decides to just be the top person in a really, really small pond, big fish in a small pond. I mean, hey, that you can have it, bro. If that's what you want, you can have it completely. But Kevin Durant is trying to move around. I feel it. I guess he doesn't want to go to or not, maybe not didn't want to go to, but there's a lots of different situations. Obviously, it's not that he wanted to go to certain places, but he chose 3 different places that he wouldn't mind going to, and Houston was one of them. So fair, also, Texas, non-tax state, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Also, it depends on what kind of package they was going to get back for those people. Kevin Durant would have been a very, very interesting and amazing piece added to the San Antonio team. I forgot the other team that they were thinking about, but Jalen Green got signed to I personally don't think is a great contract. He basically starts a new extension this coming year of 33 million, then 36 million, and then a player option. Is that? Yep, a player option of 36 million in 27-28. So they traded him away, and also Dylan Brooks. That's another 20 million. Well, 22 million this year, 22 million the year after that. So those two, I guess, salaries add up. I guess that evened out enough basically that they didn't have to, and they just added a sweetener of the first round pick to it, which I guess, really Houston doesn't really need any more old new parts. I feel it. It really works. It should work for them to with new put together pieces, because if they're trying to win now, and they better try to win now because the league is wide open right now. And even the way that I see Oklahoma City playing, there's no guarantees that they're going to be some kind of great team to basically be reckoned with. I personally just still don't see it. I'm sorry. OKC is not that great to me. And I'm going to let y'all know my pick later on this afternoon. So you have Fred VanVleet that's there for this is his last year solid. Is a team option for Fred VanVleet for $44 million at the end of this for this year coming. Steven Adams is actually I thought they just re-signed Steven Adams I thought I just re-signed Steven Adams. Let me see something. Steven Adams. Yeah, he's with the Rockets. I guess, but hey, I don't know exactly what it is going on. Jalen Green's gone. Reed Shepherd, nice little piece to have come off the bench to be a scorer for you. Now that Jalen Green's out, you have a little bit more space for that to grow. Jabari Smith, very good young guy. See what he could do. Amen Thompson, great on defense, great on offense, doing all the great stuff that you need to have done. They could build out a nice little team. Of course, you got Şengün. Şengün's gonna be a great player. They have him locked in 33 million, 35 million, 37 million, 39 million. They have him locked in at a really nice price for the next 4 years, so it's going to be a very interesting team. Easton, they got locked in for 4 million next year too. Cam Whitmore, they have another for another year. There's going to be a team that can put up some points. As long as they can defend, they might do some really some interesting things this summer. So I'm actually interested in seeing how the Rockets get constructed after what's going on, and see where they go to from there. Besides that though, so I hope the best for that team, and hope to look forward to what's going on with them. Let me see. Yeah, pretty decent trade. I feel like both teams got a little better. I personally don't think that Phoenix got better, but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. My man wanted out. You got to let him go. It is what it is. So on to the other NBA news and topics, guys. Of course, tonight is Game 7 of the NBA Finals between the Pacers and the Thunder. Of course, they're going to be They're going to be in Oklahoma City because the Thunder had the best record in the West. So they're going to basically be in Oklahoma City playing the Game 7. Oklahoma City had, had a pretty good home record, I think, through the season, basically. So, but for some reason, you know, the playoffs come around, you come across you know, talent that's comparable to you, and all bets are off. And that's exactly what this playoff season has shown, especially with Oklahoma City. You know, they play dominant defense, but at the same time, they couldn't stop Indiana. They're very, very well balanced and well matched up teams with each other. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. I am gonna go with my pick tonight is gonna be the Pacers. Momentum, man. They got momentum. And I feel like they proved to themselves that they could win in Oklahoma City. That no matter what kind of big barrage of points that's going to be dropped in Oklahoma City, and they're going to be so focused. They have not shown me anything offensively to make me believe that Oklahoma City could be trusted enough to continue to score when they lock in on those two players. When they lock in on Shea and they lock in on Jalen, and Chet is not doing as much as he needs to do. As I said before, Chet is the X factor. Chet's the X factor. And he gave him 7 points last game. I mean, let me double check on that. Box score from last game. Chet Holmgren, 4 points, six rebounds. Jalen Williams, 16 points. 10 points from Hardenstein, 21 points from Shea Gilders. Lou Dort gave him 3. I mean, this team of scoring was anemic, absolutely anemic. And they just kept on going with those two guys. Those two guys has played. I mean, hell, Chet played for a whole 31 minutes. He was 7 of 15 from the field. I mean, he didn't make a 3. Only one of the starters, Dort, actually made a 3. You know, they were 26% from 3. I mean, it's not saying that they live and die by the 3, but at the same time, they were very anemic. It was very, very isolation ball. It was Jalen, hey, let me see if I can do it. Then Shea, hey, let me see if I can get there. Then Jalen, let me see if I can get there. Chet's underneath, battling against 3 people, basically trying to make putbacks. He had an off game. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But they didn't seem like they're a great offensive, cohesive team. So I feel like, you know, sooner or later, it's going to be the buck stops sooner or later for them. On the other hand, of course, the Pacers, it was even scoring around for everybody. 6 people with double figures. Nothing to sneeze about at all. Pascal Siakam had 16 and 13 with 3 assists, 1 block. Naismith had 10 points, which he was 2 of 6 from the 3-point line. But I mean, hey, you do what you got to do. Plus, he was tired having to guard Shea the entire time. 1 block, 1 steal, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. I mean, good work. 3 points from Miles Turner. Miles, you just basically a body out there right now. So just keep on doing what you're doing. I need you to stop shooting threes, bro. Stop shooting threes. I didn't believe any of those threes was ever going to go down. Absolutely. I just kept on saying, cringe every single time Miles Turner went up for a 3. Don't do it no more, son. They need those possessions. I know they're not going to stop. You have to shoot so they basically can spread the field, but at the same time, it's ugly. Just fake a 3 and then pass the ball, dump the ball down. Nemhard had 17 points with 3 assists, 4 assists and 3 steals. Great basketball. And then Halliburton came alive. You know, he wasn't completely dead through the whole entire game, but he really, really came alive late as usual. Sorry, not as usual. They pretty much put this thing to bed by the second quarter. I mean, they didn't win. The Oklahoma basically came back and made it look presentable, scoring 31 points in the fourth quarter. But this was a layout. This was not a close game at all. They basically beat them in all the quarters except for the last quarter, which was just basically because there was just nothing but bums on the floor. But you know, Halliburton showed up with 2 steals and 5 assists of his own. Also, you had 20 points off the bench from Obi Toppin, who was 4 of 7 from 3. And you also had TJ McConnell, the spark plug, off the bench, 6 of 12. He was 50% from the field, 12 points, 4 steals. 6 assists, 9 rebounds. My man almost messed around and had a double-double, son. I mean, come on. And then there's points all over the whole floor for other people. Mathurin gave him 2. He had a bad game. Shepard came in and gave him 7 points. I mean, Thomas Bryant gave some points. That was basically just in dead time. So it is what it is. But they did the Oklahoma City like they were this AAU team that just had two really good players on it, and they basically played up against a really, really top ranked nationally ranked high school team with a championship coach. I mean, that's just what it looked like. So I got Indiana tonight in the game 7 of the NBA Finals. I hope y'all do it. Anyway, so but that's my preview for this game. I feel like they're gonna the Oklahoma fans are gonna be very gonna be excited, and they're gonna be loud at the same time. I feel like Indiana's gonna feed off of that and are going to do everything and leave it all out in the court. So I feel like it's gonna be an exciting game. Looking forward to watching it. All right, so next topic tonight is going to be the Lakers. I talked a bit about it on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. What was that Thursday? Or was that Wednesday? I might have talked about it a little bit on one of these days. I talked about it basically, but just back to the topic. Very shocked when it happened. Never thought it would happen. Buss family is very revered in sports, period, much less basketball. The most winningest team in the last 15 years, the LA Lakers, 11 championships in 15 years. I mean, 11 championships since they purchased the team in '79. So they've owned the team since I was born. And they just basically just performed and just rebuilt the teams and just kept getting better and better and better. And success is synonymous with the Lakers. So, you think things like that, or at least, well, I've seen a lot of things in business, and you assume that a team or a company or an entity like that is going to continue to be held by the family that owns it, but they decided to cut and run. And I'm not mad at it at all. I'm honestly not mad. I mean, sometimes you just got to go ahead and get that money, while it's high, before anything else crazy happens in the world. You get your paper. Plus there's 6 kids, and everybody has an opinion like an asshole. And so, I mean, I could imagine that it was just stressful, and also, it's just that time. In the NBA, you're surrounded by billionaire owners and people who are able to spend a little extra to get things done. I think that everybody was talking about it. We didn't expect for it to happen anytime soon, but we all spoke about it and say, gosh, if only the Lakers could be owned by a billionaire, if only I mean, I'm sure that they're close to it, or they're, if they put everything together, they probably have $1 billion, but at the same time, I mean, why not do it, capitalize on it? You'll still be involved. We'll talk about a little bit about the involvement in a second. But and your team is your family is always going to be synonymous with the Lakers. So, your father is in the Hall of Fame as an executive or as an owner of the team for a reason. He revolutionized sports entertainment. And that wouldn't have been able to do that if the Lakers weren't successful on top of it. Not just entertainment, they were successful and dominant for years and years and years to come. And that's why all around the world, the Lakers are a noticed brand like the Lakers. I mean, like the Yankees. It is what it is. So I tip my hat to them for it. I wonder, I heard that basically it wasn't a unanimous vote within the family. The family had to vote for the sale. I could imagine that Jeannie probably was more so. She was the deciding vote, I heard. I'm sure plenty of those boys who never really got to really run the show like they felt that was their entitled duty to do. They were probably ready to cut and take their money and go crawl into their holes. Jeannie was just wanted to see the team taken care of the way that her dad and wanted, and I'm sure that's what she's sticking around for, to make sure the transition is smooth, and that the Lakers are set up successfully to continue to succeed and not fall back into obscurity, or fall not never. I don't think the Lakers will ever be into obscurity, but to fall back into those days of rebuilding, lottery pick, basically, until we find. I think that under this new management, we should be able to continue to grow, continue to build, get new executives in the door, new people who understand today's basketball, today's contracts, how to build teams, how to build a culture, how to build through the draft, and to actually hold on to picks, especially if we're making really good picks. I thought the Lakers had a really good scout team, but come to find out, they were getting paid pretty much bottom of the barrel compared to their peers of other teams. So I'm sure that Rob was probably taking a pay cut compared to some other teams. So I'm hoping that some of the crossover will hold up, and some of the crossover will can develop and get better. Like Jeannie, I don't mind having her there for the next year to 3 years. I personally think 2 years is enough. It is what it is. I mean, especially if you know that they're going to be good, or if you didn't think that they were going to be good, you shouldn't have sold it. Number one. Number two, I think that 2 years would be great for the fans and everybody else who needs to have that, familiar face there, for it to go. I think that we're fine without that. But 1 year, that's great. That's great. I really appreciate that. That they at least going to let her be there for a few years. It's in the contract. Supposedly it's in the contract. So that's what they're getting. Now, regarding the others, I think JJ is under decent coaching contract. So I don't think there's any real reason. And he was successful this past season. So I don't think there's any real reason to have to replace him just yet. See what he can do with a full year and a full off season to plan for a offense that is centered on Luka Doncic. So I say, keep JJ around for a little bit, see if he crashes the car, and then you can make moves. It is what it is. Nobody's beholden to coaches anymore. As far as scouts, I feel like definitely we should get better scouts. If there's better scouts to be had, definitely recruit, poach scouts out from other places. Whoever basically is out there who's finding these great finds for other teams, like Golden State usually ends up drafting pretty well. Oklahoma City drafts pretty well. Not specifically, just you see other teams doing it. Let's see if we can find people to do it for us too. Then also comes down to the big elephant in the corner. That's Rob Pelinka. How long are we gonna let Rob Pelinka steer the ship? I mean, I was listening to Alan Sliwa and Trevor Lane. They were talking about whether or not they thought Rob Pelinka was a good GM or top 5 GM, and immediately, I've always said that I don't think that I thought that he was a good executive for the year, that he put together a good enough team that we were the 3, we were the 3 seat. But would I put him up at the top? No. Knee-jerk reaction? No, I wouldn't. And personally, I feel like maybe he makes some good moves, but contractually, he is not good. He is not a good GM contractually, and I feel like to definitely capitalize, especially with the small windows we're going to have to work through with the CBA. You know what I mean? And also, I mean, we got a new owner with money bags, but at the same time, it's not baseball. We have some windows to work in, and we have to we have to get talent and sign them to contracts that make sense for us. Player options and all that foolishness. We don't need that. We're not begging for anybody to be here, and that's the problem. So I think Rob Pelinka, give him this last year. We'll see what he could do. I mean, plain and simple. If not, Bob Myers, I'm sure Bob Myers will take your call. So It is what it is. Um, I think that we should be okay with this new ownership group. I think that they know what they're doing. They're not like a all-encompassing, this is my house now kind of team. But at the same time, I just hope kind of like what even though I don't live in Los Angeles, kind of what Gilbert Arenas was alluding to after it was announced. He hopes that the ticket prices don't go up. Agreed. I hope that it doesn't cost more money for people in hell, for me too, because I mean I get this Sunday, I get the league pass every single year. I hope it doesn't go up for my team. I mean, I guess it would go up for every team if it was going up for my team, but I hope that the ticket prices, so people in the neighborhoods, in the regions, in the area of LA can still go and enjoy to see their Lakers in person, because that's honestly one of the best ways to view and enjoy basketball. So it would be a shame if people who actually live there and supported there and have been lifelong fans can't even go to see it in person because they need to make more box seats, or because they need to sell, I mean, the seats on the bottom already cost like who knows how much money. Don't make the nosebleeds out of reach too. That'll make no sense, So I hope the best for my Lakers, and we're gonna, get where we going. You know what I mean? So there you go, my Lakers. Now, so if you haven't done so already, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come on, don't just stop in for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, say hey. Be respectful. Your family ain't telling you before that if you walk into a house, you're just gonna stand there in the corner and not say hi to everybody. That's a good way to get your ass beat. That's a good way to get your ass beat. Go ahead. You could have did it twice by now. You could have liked it. You could have unliked it, and you could have liked it back by now. Drop a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please do so. I really appreciate you. And we're gonna go out right now on a little bit of football talk. You know what I mean? Lots of different things going on. It hurts me sometimes to even say my New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? They really disappointed me very recently with the draft. And it pisses me off because I feel like the offense is should be okay, but the defense is ready and primed to go ahead and do some things. So I mean, they should have an okay year. You know what I mean? It should be a decent year. I don't feel like they're going to win a division at all. I don't even think that they're going to be and maybe they'll get a wild card seat, but it definitely is going to be on the strength of the defense if that's the case. Because I don't see Russell Wilson airing it out for no 400 yards a game. Malik Neighbors is already starting off with a toe injury, and Jackson Dart looks like he's not going to see this field until maybe next year. So unless something goes horribly wrong, Jalen Hyatt, just got hurt a little bit. So, you got Scatterboo and Tyrone Tracy out there. They could do a little bit of something, but I'm not really high on the Giants right now. You know what I mean? Right now, of course, like I've said before, I'm focused a little bit more on the Cleveland Browns because they drafted a kid that I followed since he was at Jackson State. Hey, you have a legend like Deion Sanders, and he has children, and his children play football. You're gonna watch to see if it rubbed off. You're gonna see if that glow really rubbed off on them, and it just so happened that sprinkle did. That sprinkle rubbed off all over them. You know what I mean? And Shedeur Sanders, to me, especially with my team being so trash for the last 4 years, I'm definitely looking at the quarterback room, and the fact that they stalked him for 2 years. It just basically boggled my mind that they decided not to draft my man. And on top of it, they took part in trying to destroy character, character assassination with him. And that information keeps on circulating and resurfacing every couple seconds. And so, of course, he goes into the OTAs and into the rookie mini camp and OTAs, and he dominates, of course. Give me one moment while I'm just trying to find some information here real quick. Present. Yeah, let me see if I can find image file. Yeah. So yeah, he goes into the OTAs, and and he's already killing it in rookie minicamp. Everybody's loving them. They have new different they have hold on 1 second. They have handshakes for each other. They really just enjoying being around Shedeur Sanders. He seems like he's a leader. He's talking to some of the vets he been there for a minute. You know what I mean? And they're not even like looking at him like, get out of here, little kid. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they actually really just respecting him and his opinion. You know what I mean? And so I've been keeping track of the receipts myself personally. You know what I'm saying? I've been keeping track of the receipts personally myself because I want to know exactly. I want to make sure that when that time comes and they try to pull some craziness, they're not gonna try to trick you into thinking that what you saw this entire time, like we've all been seeing this entire time, isn't what we thought it was. Okay. I don't know why this is basically like this. All right. So OTAs happen. Vets look like they love them. Unfortunately the coaches have nothing bad to say. You know what I mean? And everybody's wondering, okay, so how did it all end? How did it all turn out? Let me show you how it all turned out, guys. Let me show you how it all turned out. Let me see if I could find it right quick. Let me show you how it all turned out. This is how it all turned out, people. Yeah, so after minicamp, after rookie minicamp, after minicamp, after OTAs, these are the numbers. And trust me, these are actually not the numbers. These are the numbers, but they're not the numbers because there was interceptions that we actually witnessed and saw if you were actually watching every single day. Gabriel threw interceptions. I'm sure Pickett threw interceptions. And Flacco, was he even there? He was hardly out there, man. He's just an old man having fun and just talking to the young kids and just giving this old grouchy comments from time to time, basically. But look at that right there. Joe Flacco, the de facto starter for the year. He's 18 of 35, which is 51% completions, had 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Great, no problem. He didn't need to do nothing much. We know what he is. We know that what he's not. You know what I mean? Kenny Pickett, he was brought in as a trade for a 5th round pick to from Philly. He just won a championship with them. Not like he actually had anything to do with it. He just was on the team and he filled in while Jalen Hurts was hurt. But who was really who the team really relied on during that time? It was Saquon, basically. You know what I'm saying? So during minicamp, he was 60% from the field. He was 38 for 63, and had 7 interceptions. 7 touchdowns. My fault. Sorry. Dylan Gabriel, 3rd round pick this year, chosen in front of Shedeur Sanders, and they're still trying to basically justify that pick, which they can't justify that pick. They have no way of truly justifying that pick. They haven't even tried to truly justify that pick yet. But at the same time, this is what it is. He threw damn near 100 passes. He threw 48 of 7. He was 48 of 83 passes, and he was 57.8% completion percentage. 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's bullshit. We saw interceptions from that cat. They just basically, for some reason, not putting it up inside of there. And you see that? That's the ESPN logo right there at the bottom. So they're trying to basically show you what you didn't see. Shedeur Sanders, this is what you saw. Shedeur Sanders, he only threw 53 passes. That's more passes than Flacco, but less passes than Pickett, and definitely a lot less than Gabriel. 41 passes. He completed 41 passes of 53. Yeah, that's 8. He missed 8 passes. No, 11. Sorry, my math is a little off. Hold on, 41. 12 passes. He missed 12 passes out of 53 passes. He was 77.4% completion percentage. 9 touchdowns and 1 interception. Yeah, he had 1 interception. That was like a batted ball, actually. It wasn't exactly an interception. It was like a throw. The ball was batted and it went to somebody else. And somebody defender picked it up. Plain and simple. But he was obviously the most successful quarterback in that during those tryouts and during those activities. So, but they're trying to basically tell you that, oh no, he's still he's the fourth round. You know what? Matter of fact, he's not even going to be the third string because we're going to keep all four. They made an announcement that they're going to keep all four quarterbacks. Never. And so many people are just like, you don't do that. I've never seen that before. And it is like, oh, well, actually, there is precedent that you could do that if you would. So they're willing to keep all four quarterbacks and actually potentially take away from a position that they actually might need a little bit more depth in, just so they could what? I can't even come up with an actual logical reason. I can't come up with a logical reason, but they basically want to do that for some reason. You know what I mean? Why? Why? What are they so afraid of? That man is that man? Or are they trying to tank? This is the crazy part about it. They're actually thinking about tanking because they have 2 first-round draft picks next year. They're thinking about tanking so they could get Arch Manning, who's only played in like 2 games in college. What if he sucks? And you basically play Joe Flacco for 7 games. Then you played Kenny Pickett for 4 games. That's 11 games. That's 6 games left. Then you want to play Dylan Gabriel for 3 and Sanders for 3, and then no one knows exactly what Sanders actually really looks like because you played him for only 3 games. And he's obviously, if you ask any of the people who's actually in the locker room, Shedeur is basically who they're going to pick. Shedeur is a person that they all turn to. Shedeur is a person that basically they're actually really listening to and respecting what he has to say about things. He actually already has that mindset that he is willing to challenge someone who's a captain on the team, like Njoku. He's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna crash out." He's like, "Yo, crashing out ain't cool, bro." And they joked it off a little bit, but he still was real on it. He still was real on it. You know what I'm saying? And he actually was like, someone was passing by and he asked him a question. He took it. He said, "Thank you. I appreciate the receiving core." You know what I'm saying? He is a solid person. But of course, they had nothing to say. They were all jumping on his jock at the end of the OTAs. But now they have something new to talk about. And immediately people turncoats all around again. People who were against him and then turncoats when they had no reason because they realized that, oh, well, all that was bullshit. He actually can play basketball. But now my man gets pulled over he got pulled over for a speeding ticket on Wednesday. I guess that was Tuesday night. He got pulled over for a speeding ticket. He was going very fast. I know people who have gone faster than that. Basically, he got pulled over going 101. Nothing to brush off. Definitely, I feel like you should have a driver. It's hostile territory, man. You don't really realize it because you're young, but it's hostile territory. That's all I gotta say. I grew up in the North. I grew up in that area of Pennsylvania where it's just like it's spooky over there, man. It's spooky over there. Plain and simple. So when you're dealing with that, you might as well just take as much things off of your hand that you could possibly do. Let the only thing that you truly control be football. You know what I'm saying? And your own life, and take control of your life by getting a driver. Just to take another thing off your plate. Because obviously, somehow earlier that same week, he got another speeding ticket. What? So that one was kept on the wraps, or that one basically no one even bothered to even report on. But this one, they got the body cam video. I'm not giving him no kind of passes. He violated the law, driving faster than acceptable. Thank goodness nothing happened. Thank goodness he wasn't under the influence, which I didn't expect for him to be because he doesn't even drink or nothing like that. He's been honed, he's been trained, he's been being bred for the NFL this entire time. So obviously he's not going to put himself in no kind of position to be dragged down like that. But a speeding ticket, every person that I heard report about it was talking about, well, shoot, I just got a speeding ticket last month. I got a speeding ticket a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So not something to basically tie him up and crucify him about. But you got to realize, bro, that this is this stuff is coming for you, man. And they're looking for reasons to basically shelf you. And I'm just like, I'm hoping that if it ain't for Cleveland, you get a chance with somebody else. I'm cool with it either way, wherever you go. I'm cool with it. But it'll be really cool if you did it with Cleveland because number one, you're ingratiating yourself with the whole entire city already. People are loving you. The kids are loving you. If you get to start and stay as a starter, you will be an icon in Cleveland forever, bro. The kids basically know your name. They know that you should be starting. They see that they're watching with their families. So that means that the families are also basically in on it. That means the families are also already bought in that you're the best quarterback that they have available over there. And not just available. You're not just like, oh, Tommy DeVito out of all the badass quarterbacks that we had over here, we had with the Giants. No, you actually have talent. You actually have talent. You actually have poise. You're actually a born leader. So, hey, let's hope that Cleveland actually gets its itch together and isn't just using this as a stall tactic to go ahead and tank again. Oh, talk about an easy way to get to lose the locker room, to lose the fan base, except for some people in the fan base who actually are sick to their stomach that they might have a black savior. I said it. Some people don't want to think like that, but I mean, it is what it is. It's actual, it's reality. It's reality. That right there, that's reality. That's reality. He's better than them. He deserves to start. And at first I was thinking to myself, like, you know what? I do like it when when a new young quarterback gets to sit and gets to learn. But no, I'm with everybody else. I'm just like, I want him to start the game week 1. Let him show you from week 1 that he's trash. And if that's the case, basically, then hey, move on to the next one. Hey, it is what it is. There's a lot of players who have family and kids who turns out to be trash. And there's some who actually end up being absolute monsters. And just like the one that they're waiting for, that they think is going to be a monster, the nephew of Eli and Peyton, they think he's going to be a monster. This one right here actually showed it to you for 4 straight years. But maybe you don't want that. You don't want good things. You don't want your team. You don't want you don't want your franchise to have good things. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's up to you. That's your decision. But anyway, we'll see what's going on. I'm a fan of Shedeur regardless of where he goes, but I think that would be great if he does it in Cleveland because Cleveland has a great team. Their defense is set to be good, to be great. Their offense is set to be great. They got Fanning that they just drafted. They got Njoku, who is a great tight end. They got Jerry Jeudy, who is a great wide receiver. They got Judkins, and they got Samson. Is that his name? As a second running backs that they drafted. I mean, what else do you want? That team is set for success. That team is set for success and to grow together right now. And for you to basically derail all that because for some reason you want to save face because you picked Dylan Gabriel before Shedeur Sanders because you wanted to teach him a lesson, and also because you are waiting for a pie in the sky fairy tale that Arch Manning might be him. I don't know how many quarterbacks I've seen that everybody thought was going to be him, and they turned out to be nothing. Shedeur Sanders is showing you right now in real time that he actually has the tools. And don't tell me nothing about, he was playing with the third team. He was playing with the same plays. I'm sure he was playing the same, running the same plays and executing them better than they were. Okay, so his talent wasn't good. So the defenders wasn't that good, but that means that the receivers weren't that good either, and he was making them look like they were household names. I think I know a couple of people who were pretty good in the league, turning nobodies into household names, like his mentor Tom Brady. Stop playing. Stop the plan. Plain and simple. I mean, some people might feel a little put off by conversations, but I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to tell it one time and one time only. I'm never going to basically, back away from saying stuff that need to be said. You know why? Because it's important things. I'm not going to back away from talking about political things because they're important. Religious things, because those are important things. They're not just things that basically, keep it to yourself. You don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. Well, you know what? I think the world needs to feel uncomfortable now because we've obviously gotten to a point where the discomfort with what listening to what other people feel is ingenuous. It's ingenuous. You just want to hear what you want to hear. And that's fine. That's great. I appreciate your view. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming here and hanging with me. But by now, you should know the kind of person that I am. And I appreciate all the views that you coming through and give me. But, at the same time, you can't back away from talking about the stuff that actually matters. You know what I mean? Those are the things that actually matter. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit up here and give no sermon or no pulpit, like this is a pulpit. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to, sit here and tell you who to vote for, but I have, because of the fact that we were losing our minds, like this situation, like we don't see what's right in front of our faces. Like we're being conditioned not to trust our own eyes. We have to call that stuff out, whether it makes people feel uncomfortable or not. It is what it is. So I'm here to tell things the way it is, and that's just my personality anyway. I be putting the brakes on my lips a lot of times, but I'm not going to do that no more. I already made the decision coming into this new season of mine. So this is me. I love y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't know why nobody ain't say hi. I seen people in the viewership. Go ahead and say what's up. Let me know who you out there, or just drop a comment. I really appreciate you. Or just hit me up with a like, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I'm gonna try to be back here later on for the live stream for Game 7. If not, I'm gonna see you on the post game. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we have some great discussions. But till then, take care of yourselves. Keep your head on the swivel. People starting aggressive acts that are unnecessary out here. If you need to stay home during certain times, please do it. I know I am. Not that I have any kind of reason, but you never know. It seems like ICE is blind right now to, ICE is actually becoming colorblind to other things right now too. So I mean, hey, please take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Watch yourself. And may you always find water and shade. Peace out.